The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org. The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao! AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
I'm Peggy Scout Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurants, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Papy Tucker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hello,
Peg.
good to see you. Hi. Giovani Santos, composer, band leader, and guitarist. Very multifaceted kind of guy. Welcome to our show. Hello.
Thank you so much.
And making his debut also, Chef Papillon Anderson of Papillon's Restaurant. And this, of course, in Mandeville. Good to see you. Welcome, Chef. Hi. And Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and Theater Criticism.com. Hello. Poppy, time for a food field trip?
Well, before that, we have some sad news that we have to mention, because I wanted to send my condolences, along with everybody at WYES, to the Chase family, because we got the very sad news that Edgar Dookie Chase III passed away yesterday, and he was just one of the most kind and wonderful gentlemen I have ever known. And I just am so sad about the news.
Poppy, talk about a real, as you said, gentleman, attorney, CPA, a real stalwart, in terms of taking care of his mother and business, and especially after the storm.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was the glue.
Absolutely.
And the father of Duke Chase IV.
That's right, Leah's only son. So anyway, we're very sad about that. And anyway, now moving on, we're going to go down to the Bywater. And I would like to point out to everyone that I am pronouncing this correctly. The name of the restaurant is Sui Generis. That's how the owners say it. And it doesn't spell like that. But anyway, Sui Generis is on Burgundy, down in the Bywater. Believe it or not, they have been down there now for 12 years. And there's a shot of the outside of the restaurant. If you have not eaten there, it is one of the little treasures of New Orleans, because everything, they follow a zero waste policy. And so 7 years ago, Ernie Foundas and Adrian Bell started farming in Pearlington, Mississippi, when they bought and started building the Sui Generis Tiki Farm and Food Lab. And here is the Food Lab. It's the most magical space. This is just 45 minutes away from New Orleans, and they offer these incredible classes. Look how beautiful that is. It's all on a lake that's right there, and there is their farm where they're growing things I've never seen grown here before. They have a Amazonian greenhouse where it's like a tropical rainforest. Whoever heard of a strawberry fruit tree? That's just one of the things. But anyway, starting on March the 23rd, they'll be offering classes in miso making, wine, tempeh, even how to make your own fish sauce, which is all part of that zero waste commitment that they have made. And so you learn this incredible lesson, you take a tour of the amazing farm, and then if you want to sleep over, this is about the story of Sui Generis Tiki Farm and Food Lab. It's like they're from outer space. Nobody else is doing what they're doing, and you can arrange to sleep over there in the spaceship if you'd like. Now, a little closer to home is Rosella, a new restaurant in Mid-City that is owned by Alexandra Petrovich and Paul McCage. it's named for Alex's grandmother. This is a real neighborhood hangout that has such interesting menu with small plates like this fabulous mushroom toast and, of course, a beautiful Brussels sprout menu on the menu, just tossed in a little sherry vinegar. Wonderful. But there's also full-size entrees like the steak with risotto. And Peg, you had a dinner there very recently.
I did, and I had a snapper, but also there's the scallops, which we especially enjoyed as well. But the snapper is just gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's interesting. There's the scallops with risotto, but what's so intriguing about it is it could be casual or it could be fancy. I mean, because the menu is a bit of a mix. It is family friendly, so just be aware of that.
Family friendly.
But I love the charm of it all. And you know, great service. Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
They have a wonderful wine bar also. And so they're encouraging people to come in, drink some wine. There is their smoked fish dip. There's unusual things you're not going to find on other menus, like red bean salad. Their shrimp remoulade is fried. They have boudin balls.
The corn dog too.
Yes.
Really
well,
terrific.
They have a grown-up corn dog, and then they also, you know, you mentioned very kid-friendly. They have a kids' corn dog and chicken nuggets, so there's a whole children's menu. The desserts, oh my goodness, that chocolate torte was delicious. But the news from them is that coming soon, look at the fried Hubig's pie. Oh, God, that was good. They're building out right now outdoor seating in a lovely patio where there's going to also be snowballs available. So you won't have to walk up in the restaurant. You'll be able to just walk up and get snowballs coming in March. And then for folks who might still be in the Valentine's Day doghouse, I have another solution for you. Bubbles and lobster at the Bower, 5 courses paired with bubbly, coming next Thursday, February the 29th. That'll get you out the doghouse.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Chef Papillon, it's great to see you, and congratulations on your restaurant. First of all, the inevitable question, Papillon, the name.
My dad was a Steve McQueen fan.
So the movie.
Yes,
the
I love
movie.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this restaurant that you and your wife, the owner, proprietor, chef, had a special meaning. It used to be another restaurant.
It was another restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant. My wife and I were engaged there at the restaurant, and then we ultimately got married in the restaurant. And so when the previous owner decided to close the doors, he was retiring, my wife and I thought, for a long time. We decided to buy the restaurant.
Wow.
We took over. No prior restaurant experience.
Oh my goodness! Look at this is a beautiful restaurant by the trailhead.
By the trailhead.
In Mandeville.
And we've been there a little over 2.5 years, going strong.
Now Sicilian French.
Sicilian
Tell us
French.
about the style.
Yeah. So most of the menu is Sicilian. We added some French things just because I didn't feel like I could pull off 100% Italian with such a French name. But yeah, one of our popular dishes is the beef Wellington.
Ooh.
But we have several specialties, and it's been going really well.
Yeah, well, it was fun to see, looking at your website and knowing about your food, of course, the French onion soup, the meatballs appetizer. Look at that soup. Woo, that's quite the terrine, kiddo. And lobster ravioli, the meatballs. I think that's a really good idea. Now, once again, a little bit back to Sicilian heritage there. But the lobster ravioli and duck confit. But you also have a more casual space, too, a wine bar, huh?
We do. We call it the Anglo del Vino, which translates as the wine corner. We actually have wine on tap downstairs, and it's a very much more relaxed atmosphere. But you get the full menu. So we have a lot of people that want to come downstairs and just relax. We have some sofas down there. You can eat at a table if you like, or have a table. Or
and you make your own gelato?
We make our own gelato.
Very cool.
We make all of our desserts, Italian sweet cream cake.
Well, I want to thank you because you were part of the season of the YES season of Good Taste. But the good news, bad news, I guess, is that dinner is sold out. But there is a wait list, so all you have to do is go to wyes.org/events for that. But come regardless. So you all are open 4 nights a week for dinner, right?
Yes, ma'am. Dinner only, Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah. So all of that works. What are some of your favorite dishes?
Oh gosh, that's a really hard one. Veal piccata is probably one of my top favorites. Honestly, I don't know if I could choose just one. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Well, once again, anytime. And your it's funny when you look at restaurant websites, some of them are not so great, but yours is very well done.
Well, I
so you really
appreciate
get literally and figuratively a good taste,
Thank you so much.
But once again, congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for being a part of
Absolutely,
that
it's my
meal, too. Absolutely. Well, we move over, my goodness, to Giovani. And Giovani, you are originally from
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
But you've been here for a while, okay? You've been extra busy, and what a wonderful collaboration this weekend and next with the Marigny Opera Ballet. And tell us what you did for them.
I was contacted by the artistic director, and their proposition was to commission a work for 2 Brazilian choreographers to put together a choreography for. So it's like I just wrote like an hour-long 2 acts ballet for them.
I love this is just.
Yeah.
Just, okay.
Just an hour long.
And of course,
Wrote it out.
you'll be performing during the performances with your band, and the band's name is Orquestra Maria,
Fumaça.
and explain what that means.
Maria Fumaça is the way we in Brazil call the steam train. So whenever the train will come by, people would just, get super excited because the machines that were coming out, they were coming from the first world. So they will come from Britain, they will come from the United States. So you would have, all this frenzy and people would want to see it. And calling it Maria Fumaça is a shorter way of saying the word locomotive.
Peggy, it's like the Brazilian Smoky Mary.
Exactly, exactly. Well, the evening with the ballet, the day is it's called Aqua Mole Pedra Dura. Could you translate?
It's a popular saying that means resilience, perseverance, and the literal translation is soft water, hard rock. And as our friend said earlier today, like there's no material on Earth that's more corrosive than water, because like if it has time and angle and gravity, as you said, it will just wipe it away.
Right. Well, I'm so excited because we actually have excerpts from the ballet. Here are 2 excerpts from the Marigny Opera Ballet performance. right, I've been asked to be sure to let everybody know they have fancier costumes. They're in rehearsal mode there. And we are, of course, talking about, if you've never been to the Marigny Opera House, that is the old Holy Trinity Church. It's a magnificent building, but it was formerly a Catholic church on St. Ferdinand. Special thanks to Jorge Malradiaga of Red Feather Films, also for that video. But tell us about this process. Your orchestra is going to be playing for the performances Friday through Sunday this week and next. So you were approached to do this, and what's the process?
So I was approached to do this, and I was given 100% freedom to write whatever I wanted to do. So my approach to this was to write something that was interesting, but not too easy for my musicians and not too difficult for the dancers, because as a musician you think a lot about the structures and how rhythm and melody and harmony and all these details that are layered for you to play music, how they work together. And that itself was what I was focused on, but once again, just like holding back to not do something that was too difficult, too complicated, too sophisticated, so to speak, that would make the dancers to have a hard time doing the stuff. So as, like I said, I was given the freedom, I gave some of the samples of music that I had written prior to being approached to this by the Marin Opera House. And the choreographers, they listened to the music and they chose the things that spoke to them. And they gave me themes. Jarina Carvalho, which was the person who choreographed the second video, she said, I want something that's related to the transition between the rural and the urban areas of Brazil, so sort of an exodus. So I picked up music that started off in the late 1900s and just made the transition, from rural up to urban within 1900, 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s of the history of Brazilian music, and just connecting these things. And all of that, led us to that piece, which is the last act of that specific part. And the first music that we listened to was choreographed by Diogo de Lima. And he asked me to write something Afro-Brazilian. Afro-Brazilian is something that's related to the roots of Afro-Brazilian culture or Brazilian culture in general. And that in itself has a lot of the sounds that resemble bambula, as Alan mentioned earlier as well. And there's also a rhythm called baião that is in and out, both from the first and the second part, that is also relatable to New Orleans music, as well as a bunch of other rhythms that relate to Afro-Brazilian religion as well.
Fascinating. Well, for more information, MarignyOperaHouse.com. Also, tickets are available through them, but also Eventbrite. And congratulations. And I know you can also, on a regular basis, you play at the Virgin Hotel, and where
Virgin
else?
Hotel, not the Marigny Opera House. We're going to do that this week and next week. But the Bar Mary Lou.
Bar Mary Lou.
Yeah, those are the
and
two
you're
places.
on Facebook, if somebody wants to learn more about you?
On Facebook as Giovani Santos, or on Instagram as GPS the guitarist.
Okay.
You will find me if you.
Well, welcome. I'm so glad you got to be with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
And moving on to Ellen.
Well, Peggy, when the NOLA Project announced they were terminating their relationship of 12 years with the New Orleans Museum of Art, it was over the museum's reluctance to mount George S. Wolfe's The Colored Museum. And for those of you who are interested in seeing it, it's a provocative and at times unsettling look at Black America, its legacy of slavery and racism and gross stereotypes. Well, you're in good luck because your wait is over. The good news, the NOLA Project is staging the Colored Museum on the grounds of the New Orleans African American Museum. How appropriate. That's in the heart of Treme at 1417 and 1418 Governor Nichols, again, across the street from one another. The play's short. It only runs about 75 minutes with no interruptions or intermission. There are 2 shows nightly. One starts starts at 7 o'clock, and the second starts at 8 o'clock just before the first show ends. So check that out. Tickets start at $10 for a preview tomorrow night and $41 and $22 respectively for convenience fees included, but that's the Colored Museum by George S. Wolfe. Now, across town in St. Bernard Parish, the company, a St. Bernard Community Theater, is putting on Julie Stein and Stephen Sondheim's Gypsy, based on the life, of course, of Gypsy Rose Lee. Performances will take place at the Hacienda Theater on Paris Road, right off of St. Bernard Highway. I can't believe this, but it's been 25 years that Nell Nolan has been doing love letters. You know, I remember seeing A.R. Gurney's love letters back when she first started performing with the late David Stone. But in recent years, she's been performing with Dennis Waldring, and I'm pleased to announce that the two will reprise their roles this Sunday afternoon and Monday evening. Performances will take place at the Lower Depths Theater at Loyola University, and they'll benefit the Loyola University's Department of Theater and Dance.
That's Calhoun and St. Charles.
Right off of Calhoun and St. Charles, yeah. It's the Lower Depths. It's not the Marquette Theater, which is the bigger of the theaters that they have on their campus. And then on Tuesday, something I've been looking forward to, Ain't Too Proud. That's the life and times of the Temptations gets here. I'm so looking forward to this. It's a book by Dominique Morisseau, the eminent playwright. It's a musical that tells the story of the Temptations as recalled by their leader, Otis Williams. And you remember songs like My Girl, Ball of Confusion, Papa Was a Rolling Stone. If you lived during the era, and even if you didn't, you're going to love this show. It's an Equity National tour, and the production will be one of the best, I guarantee, that you'll ever see. The first time that this show is going to be in New Orleans, direct from Broadway. It was one of my favorites in 2019. Also appearing for the first time in New Orleans is Beautiful, the Carole King musical. This will be directed and choreographed by the amazing Jeanne Buisson. It's her debut at Le Petit, and it opens on March the 7th. There are a lot of things happening at the beginning of March. Also opening is the Tennessee Williams Theater Company's latest production. That's Kingdom of Earth, which was their very first work some 7 seasons ago. This is the beginning of their 8th season. So this show will be seen at the Marquette Theater, not in the Lower Depths Theater, which is, of course, their usual spot where they are. So again, that's Kingdom of Earth. This will be the first time that they've, I don't want to say run out of plays, but they're starting to reprise some of their earlier works because they started as a theater company to promote Tennessee Williams' works. And finally, one of the best New Orleans stage shows in 2019 that I saw finally makes its way to the New Orleans stage. Not just Ain't Too Proud, but The Prom. Kelly Fouché will be directing this really funny musical about a bunch of down-and-out Broadway misfits who attempt to, let's say, rescue a young woman who's been denied access to her prom. The songs are by Matthew Sklar, who also wrote the music for Elf the Musical, and lyrics are by Chad Begelin and a book by Bob Martin. That was the guy who also wrote the book for The Drowsy Chaperone. And Peggy, just for a quick note, I am going to be having a couple of people from the Colored Museum, Tanaj Jackson and Tori Hayward. They're going to be on the show along with Bunny Love, also known as Lynn Gaithright. They're going to talk a little bit about theater on Monday night, and we'll do that on my internet show that we do, the New Orleans, group that I do on Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, Hal. And by the way, just in terms of that, the ticket information for the Lower Depths with love letters, I did type in, because it's a little complicated, but if you type in Loyno, LOYNO.edu, and then continue Loyola Presents, it will pop up.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a little
it's a very
challenging.
long link.
It's a little challenging. Anyway, and before we go to my picks, here are the answers to the Carnival Quiz Contest that was part of WYES's recent Rex and Comus Ball broadcast. Over 300 entries. Animals are depicted on 2 of Rex's signature floats. Name them. Boeuf Gras, Butterfly King. Mm-hmm. Who is the royal figure who witnessed the first Rex parade in 1872? The Russian Grand Duke Alexis. All right. And then finally, question 3. The use of this word in reference to carnival organizations was invented by Comus. Name the word. Answer, crew. K-R-E-W-E, which would be the old English spelling. Okay, go to wyes.org/Mardi Gras for the list of prizes and winners. Or you can call after tonight, tomorrow, call 504-486-5511 on weekdays and just say, hello, my name is, to find out if you won. Okay, very simple. Now picks, Poppy.
Okay, tomorrow night, it's going to be a big time at the Westwego Farmers Market for the NOLA Night Market Lunar New Year celebration. kicks off tomorrow at 5, and Saturday and Sunday it goes from noon until 10 p.m. The most delicious and exotic Asian food you're going to find in one place anywhere in this city. Don't miss it.
All right, Alan.
If you're a dancing queen or Mamma Mia, you're bound to want to see Mania. That's the ABBA tribute group. It's a group appearing on Sunday at the JPAC. All you have to do is say, gimme, 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 and spend your money, 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 with tickets starting at $40, and I'll see you at the theater.
All right, thank you. And my picks, a free tree giveaway on Saturday at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum. Go to nolatreeproject.org for all the details. They have a list of all the trees that are available. The Beatles tribute group, Liverpool Legends, created by George Harrison's sister Louise, will perform in concert Saturday night at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center. It's a busy little weekend. They're on Airline Drive, jpac.com for tickets. And for more information about the Liverpool Legends, you can go to their website, liverpoollegends.com. All right. And the famed Brentano Quartet will perform on Monday at Dixon Hall as part of the Friends of Music series, and that's friendsofmusic.org for tickets. And novelist Maurice Carlos Ruffin will discuss and sign his brand new book, The American Daughter. So excited for him. He's such a great, talented, and nice guy. And that is this week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. at Baldwin and Company Bookstore. That's at 1030 Elysian Fields, right near St. Claude. Well, thank you all so very much for being with us. Welcome for your
Thank you
first
so much.
time here.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for watching. Good night.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org. The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao, AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.